Keanu Reeves walked into a downtown LA bank, in flip-flops and a hoodie. The teller, a smug 20-something who didn't recognize him. "Sorry, sir," she smirked. "This window is for VIP clients only." Everyone laughed. Phones came out. Keanu smiled and walked away, but not before slipping a note under the glass. The next morning, that teller was called into a meeting. "You turned away our largest silent investor. He owns 12% of this branch." She turned white. But here's the twist. Keanu left one final instruction in that note, and it wasn't what you think. But he didn't just walk away. The next day, Lena, the teller, arrived to find a massive black SUV parked outside the bank. Out stepped Keanu, in a full suit. With a lawyer. Everyone stared. She froze. Was this a lawsuit? No. He asked to see the branch manager, Lena, and the regional director. Inside the glass meeting room, tension was so thick, you could slice it with a pen. Keanu pulled out a folder and slid it across the table. "Here's my offer," he said. Calm. Icy. "I'm buying this branch." Gasps. The regional director laughed nervously. "This isn't for sale, Mr. Reeves," Keanu interrupted. "I already own 8% of your holding company. I made a few calls." He wasn't bluffing. The room spiraled into panic. Lena's head spun. She couldn't breathe. Then he turned to her. "You judged me. Not for what I said, but what I looked like. And you weren't alone." Everyone laughed. She started to cry. I'm so sorry." He held up a hand. "Save it. I didn't come for revenge." Then he did something nobody saw coming. He slid a second envelope across the table. To Lena. "Open it." Inside, a full scholarship to a business ethics program at a top university. And a handwritten note. "You have potential. You just forgot what it's like to be unseen. So I'm giving you a chance to see again. With new eyes." Keanu. Lena left the bank. She's now working with nonprofits, training frontline staff on empathy and customer service. She gives talks titled, "The Day I Judged John Wick and Lost." It always gets a laugh at first, until they hear what really happened. She stands on stage, not as a victim, but as a former villain turned witness. "I thought I was protecting the system," she says, "but I was protecting my bias." She shows them the CCTV clip. Keanu, smiling quietly as the crowd chuckles. "I didn't just misjudge a customer, I misjudged a human being." After the talk, people often come up to her, teary-eyed. Some admit they've done the same. Others say they've been Keanu. "I used to think kindness was soft," Lena says. "Now I know it's the strongest thing in the room." She tells them how the envelope changed her life. Not just because of what was inside, but because of what wasn't: anger, ego, or entitlement. It was empty of hate, and full of grace. She spent weeks reading the book he gave her, The Alchemist, underlining every line about transformation. One passage hit hardest. "When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too." So she started small, listening more, pausing before reacting, smiling at people who looked invisible. She didn't just leave the bank, she left the mindset. Now every month she visits high schools, shelters, and corporate retreats. She tells them, "Don't let your eyes decide what your heart should feel." Some call her dramatic. Some say she's overcompensating. But Lena just smiles. "If you had embarrassed John Wick in public, and he still forgave you, wouldn't you try to become better too?" And then, she always ends with the same line. "Keanu didn't teach me about money. He taught me about worth."